my name's Ken. Now wouldn't it be nice to have all your favourite Lightroom keyboard shortcuts on the screen all the time for you to look at? Well, you can, like this. So stay tuned and I'm going to show you how. Let's dig in. Wouldn't it be great to have some of your favourite keyboard shortcuts always available on screen for you to see? Well, you can. So how do you do it? Well, there's a feature called panel end marks, which lets you put little flourish on the end of each of the panels, just to tart the interface up a little bit, give it a little bit of interest. Now, if I go into this space underneath and right click, down at the bottom we've got the panel end mark, and by default it's set to none, but there is an option for what they call a small flourish, and if I click on that, it puts a little flourish mark, little emblem in the bottom of each panel. Ah, ain't that nice? Well, we can do one better. We can put our little keyboard shortcut list in here so it's always available. And we'll just reset that. So how do we do it? Well, what we've got to do is first make this little file with all our favourite keyboard shortcuts in Photoshop. So let's jump into Photoshop. And here you can see the one in Blue Peter fashion that I created before. And it's a 3-layered document. I've got a black background layer which is there just so you can see the text. So if I turn that off, you'll see that you can't see the text. We've got a blank layer because I want to save it with transparency as a ping, so I need the blank layer for the transparency. And then I've got my text layer on the top, which is all the text basically. So I'll just quickly run through how I created the file. So we'll go to image and you'll see the image size of this is 250 pixels by 500 pixels, so it just fits. So I'm going to create a new document, and we'll go to custom down at the bottom, and then I'll put 250 by 500 and click OK. And that now brings me up my blank layer. I'm going to put a layer underneath it, and what I'll do is I'll hold the control key down and click the new layers icon, and that'll put me a layer underneath, and I'll fill that with black. Now if you look over here you can see that black is already my foreground colour. If it wasn't, then press the X key to swap it round. And if you've got some colours in there, first press the D key to reset, and then the X key to make sure that black comes to the foreground. And then I'm going to use the keyboard shortcut Alt and Backspace to fill that with black. Okay, I'm now going to click back on my blank layer and I'm going to put a text layer on. So I'm going over to the text tool, and then I'll go up, and what I'm going to do, out onto paragraph box. So I'm going to click and drag to define my paragraph box. I then want to make sure that I've clicked on this center alignment, and I'm going to type in. So let's just have a look, which one did I do first? Oh, my import, Control Shift and I. So I'm just going to click in and then I'll do my first one. So I'll say import. Aha, deliberate mistake. Nobody spotted it, did you? I've got black set as my text colour and I'm previewing it against black so you can't see it. So I need that to be white. And I'll make it a little bit, I'll zoom in a little bit. I'll probably make it a little bit bigger. Let's say 24, maybe even 30, something like that. So we'll go for import, a space, then I'll put that little vertical bar thing, which is basically the shift key and the backslash key. Give me a vertical bar, I'll put a space, and then I'll say Control and Shift and I, and then return key, and then just keep typing and put all the ones in that you want, and you will then end up with what I've got here. I'll just zoom that out a little bit so it's the same size, with all your shortcuts in there. So I've put import, export, all the important ones that I want to be able to remember. So okay, when we've got to this stage where we've got this, we now don't need this black background layer. So I'm going to turn off the visibility eye for that, because I just want to save the text and transparency so that the background colour from Lightroom will show through. And I'm going to save this out as a PNG file. So I'm going to go up to the file menu, save as. I've got a little folder in my artwork directory, and I'm going to call this shortcut panel PC, but I'm going to save it out as a PNG file, a PNG file, and that will keep the transparency. Now I've already got one in here, so this is going to tell me that I've already got one. Do I want to save over it? Which I will. Yeah, do you want to replace it? Okay, I'll replace it. Right, and that's us done in Photoshop. So we're going back to Lightroom now, and what we've got to do is put that file now in a specific folder where Lightroom knows where it is. And to find that folder, Lightroom gives us a little bit of help. So if I right click again in this bottom area, go to Panel Endmark, down at the bottom it says go to Panel Endmarks folder, so it saves you searching for it, and that brings up this folder, and it's targeted to Panel Endmarks. So I'll double click on Panel Endmarks. I'll just make that a little bit smaller so it fits on the screen, and you can see that in this folder I've got basically some that I've made, and there's also one for Shortcut Panel PC, which is obviously the one that we're going to use now. So now I've got to go and find the folder where I've actually put the panel endmarks. So let's go and find that one. So here you can see in my artwork folder and in keyboard shortcut panels where I saved this from Photoshop. So all I've got to do now is click that and drag that and drop it into there. It's obviously going to ask me, do I want to copy and replace it? Yeah, do that. So now I've got a copy of that in here, my shortcut panel PC. I'll just get rid of both these folders now because I don't need them. So now when I go into this blank area and right click, go to my panel endmarks, it now appears in this folder. And if I click that, it appears by magic underneath each of the panel ends. How cool is that? And these are visible no matter which module you're in. So there we have it. How to keep all your favourite shortcuts easily available for you to see all the time in Lightroom. I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, please subscribe to my YouTube channel for more videos on Photoshop and in Lightroom. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.